wants to see a joust? Who wants to see a joust? All the way from the Bishoprics in Germany, Wolfgang von der Boyen! That looks like a good hearty strike for Arno, side 3, a good strike to...
L'adversaire d'Arnaud, Andreas Wenzel, est le seul Allemand au sein du groupe anglais.
At the moment, jousting in Britain is very much a display thing, okay? It's more about hitting hard rather than actually scoring high. It's a little bit of an odd mixture. I think, however, there's more and more attempts having been made in the past by bodies like English Heritage, for example, to run a proper jousting league with the same jousters competing again and again, people following them and scores being kept in a league board. And that might well happen in the quite immediate future, actually. Destrier are planning to do something like that next year, I believe. I think what is happening in France now with Chevalerie Initiatique is absolutely amazing. It's a huge opportunity for France as a country to discover its own history and for French horsemen to discover a new aspect to their sport. It is, at the end of the day, a sport which has to be carried out exactly like it was 500 years ago. It's the same armour, it's real steel, it's real horses, it's real lances, real wood, real people, and if you're really unlucky, real blood. So there's everything in there, and I'm sure Chevalerie Initiatique will go a long way to that end. It's a great thing to happen. We started maybe when I was 8 years old. There was a troupe of traveling stuntmen coming to my town in Germany, and my father took me there and I saw their jousting show. And that was absolutely fascinating. And then I saw a lot of Errol Flynn films, like Ivanhoe the Black Knight and all these kind of things, you know, black and white films. That really fascinated me as well. It took years though until I actually finally started to do it myself.
And who's supporting Wolfgang von der Boyen?
Les joutes ont tendance à être, je dirais, un peu plus violentes. Comme vous avez vu en France, ils utilisent un couloir de sécurité de chaque côté de la liste. Et en Angleterre, on utilise une liste tout seul, ce qui fait que quand les gens serrent bien sur la liste, ça provoque des chocs plus violents et généralement on touche les personnes avec la partie métallique qui supporte le balsa.
Sous le aume de cette magnifique armure de chevalier noir, on trouve le professeur Tobias Capwell. Jouteur depuis l'âge de 18 ans, cet Américain est aussi conservateur à la Wallace Collection, le célèbre musée londonien.
All you must be thinking about is hitting your opponent as hard and as accurately as possible. And the joust always comes down to that single moment. There's a beautiful snapshot of a moment when your opponent is floating there in front of you. And it seems like everything stops and there's no sound and there's no time. There's just you and the other rider. And it's a beautifully focused moment. You know, in the rest of our lives, we always have many thoughts going through our heads all of the time. What am I going to eat tonight? What is my wife doing? Oh, I hate my job. Whatever it is. But in jousting, it's just pure energy. There's no thought, there's no worry. There's just your opponent and the lance and the horse, and it's a beautiful thing.
Receiving his lance. Let's hear your support with Kiwi is supporting.
Jousting was the greatest sport in the world for 500 years. And that's an extraordinary history. And it's an incredibly exciting sport, but it's been lost for very complex reasons, and we need to reintroduce it. And I had not met Arnaud before this tournament, and he's an amazing rider, and I'm really pleased that he's trying to get jousting moving in France. And I hope we can come over and joust in France sometime. I've always wanted to.